All right, now this time we are talking about your power step. Okay, now usually what I do is I refer to your first step as your position step. That's positioning where you are going. I usually call your second step your power step. Okay, so maybe instead of power step, we could call it a forward step. It means the same thing, okay? So I'm in my stance. If you haven't seen that, go back and watch that video. Okay, my hands are on my thighs. They're not resting on my knees. My chest is up. I'm looking at the field, seeing if there's any adjustments we need to make, right? Now my power step, okay, or your forward step, all I'm doing is taking my right foot, okay, and I'm coming forward with it. Now my hands aren't shooting up yet. My hands are just ready to go. So go, we're gonna snap the ball, say go, and I'm just taking 6 inches forward. Notice from the side here, all right, and you need to be able to do this both with your left foot and your right foot. So you gotta be able to do both, all right? I'm sitting here, okay? Now notice what happens with my feet when I take my power step. I come forward. Now, my right foot started halfway behind my left foot. Now, if you can come around for me, please. Now, notice my left foot is now just barely behind my back foot, or just on my back foot. It's not a lunge forward, okay? It's just one quick step, okay? That's all it is, all right? So now, what happens is, okay, that second step has to get back in the ground quick before I move on. Notice when I take my step, I'm not sitting on my toes. You're not gonna get any power from that, okay? You gotta dig those heels in the ground, and you can use this power from all that lifting you've been doing this spring, okay? Now when I take my second step, again, your power step, this second step you take will always be, almost always be, a quick 6-inch hit, okay? Just 6 inches forward, whatever direction you're going, okay? My power step is where I then shoot my hands. When I shoot my hands, I wanna make sure you see this. When I shoot my hands, I'm not shooting like this, okay? As soon as you get outside on the shoulders, they're gonna call a holding penalty, all right? So I want you to over-exaggerate getting your hands inside. In fact, even cross your thumbs when you're doing this drill, okay? So you're shooting your hands forward, getting used to keeping them inside of the frame, okay? Once we get pads on, we'll talk more about strong hands, okay? So, you're gonna do you'll do 3 reps of just your power step. 1, come back and reset. 2, 3. Now I'm ready to go, okay? Now I'm gonna take 2 steps. I'm gonna take my power step and I'm gonna bring my second step along now. Okay, notice my momentum is probably going to pull me forward. I'm not sitting on my toes though, okay? But really, if you get your momentum going forward, it's gonna be hard to stop at 2 steps, okay? So my feet, all right, I'm comfortable, I'm ready to go. 1, 2, okay? And I brought my hands up with me, okay? Notice my right foot is practically back to where it was before I started. It's about halfway through my shoot, okay? That left foot has got to be quick, okay? So again, you'll do 3 reps of that, okay? So we go once, get reset, be comfortable, okay? One more time. Okay, my base isn't changing, it's not getting narrow, it's not getting wide, it's staying how it is. Honestly, I'd rather it get wider than get skinnier if that's what you end up doing, okay? In a perfect world, it doesn't change. My heels are staying in the ground. That's one of the biggest mistakes that is made, is guys get on their toes. As soon as you get on your toes, you're losing your balance. Now, see, I'm already leaning forward, okay? You can get swung around real easy. If I stay it here, not as easy to move me around, okay? Gotta stay on my heels. So you took 1 step, you took 2 steps, now we're gonna walk it out 5 yards, okay? Or roughly 5 yards, okay? So now I'm coming, comfortable, I'm in my stance, okay? And now I'm just driving through, okay? We're gonna do it 3 times. Go! Now notice, you should have heard my feet, hopefully. I know it's windy, but you should have heard my feet hitting the ground every time. My hands were here, I stayed low, I didn't rise up, I stayed low, and I'm pounding my heels into the ground, keeping that power. I'm not sitting back, waiting for them to hit me, but my power is coming from my legs here, my thighs, all right? So I wanna make sure I'm pounding my heels in the ground while keeping my momentum going forward. So we'll do it a second time. Go. We'll do it one more time. Okay, and that's your power step. So that's how you'll do this drill. 1 step 3 times, 2 step 3 times, power through 5 times. And that's the power step.